What's up, New York? Thanks for coming out today. Who's got the first question?
Jon, for a lot of your career, people have been talking about you fighting in New York, Madison Square Garden. To finally be here, days away from doing it, what does the emotions feel like right now?
Oh, it just feels great. What's up, New York? How we doing? How we doing, New York? Let's hear you. Woo! Oh, it feels great to be here. It's always been a dream of mine to fight at the Garden, and I'd be lying if I said this fight didn't just feel different. It's a very special thing. New York has some of the best fans in the world, and I'm glad to be able to give you guys what you want to see.
Earlier this week, you made it pretty clear you were upset with Stipe Miocic calling you a bitch on the Countdown episode. Why exactly were you so upset by that?
You know, I feel like Stipe has this. You know, everyone likes first responders. You know, and I actually respect men and women in the armed forces and law enforcement, things like that. And so I made it a point to try to be very respectful to him. And there's been two scenarios now. The first scenario, he said, my kids will never look at me like I'm an asshole. That was a direct attack to me and my family and my relationship with my kids. Second attack was him calling me a bitch. So the respect is a little bit out the window, and we'll see that on Saturday.
Would you describe this fight as personal to you now?
Excuse me?
Would you describe this as personal to you now, this fight?
It's very personal to me, yes.
For you, Stipe, are you kind of surprised to hear his reaction to that? And do you even feel like you want to apologize for some of those things you said?
I mean, yeah, I don't remember saying when my kids look. I don't remember saying that when my kids look at me like an asshole. That was no direct thing to him, and that when I said bring it on, bitch, it was pretty much he was calling me out, telling me he's gonna beat my ass in front of a whole arena of people. So sorry for defending myself. I apologize.
He said it's personal. Do you feel like this is personal now?
I mean, I think every fight's personal no matter what. I think you're fighting another man, another octagon, it's just you against him, and it's always personal.
A couple of questions for you, Dana. Dana, it seems like the fighters are going to be competing in the old gloves this weekend. Can you tell us why that is?
Because there were a lot of complaints about. We originally created these gloves to stop eye pokes, and you know we had good intentions with them. They didn't work out. People weren't happy with them, so I actually made the decision. Called our chief operating officer Lawrence and said, "I'm switching the gloves. I want new the old gloves back." So,
is it going to be the old gloves moving forward now?
Yes.
And last one from me.
The new gloves are now the old gloves.
You still want to see the winner of this fight Tom Aspinall to unify the heavyweight title?
Was that for me?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Do you want to see the winner fight Tom?
The winner should absolutely fight Tom.
A lot of the narrative surrounding this is, you've never won in Madison Square Garden. Charles Oliveira has a win over you. So taking away, the possible number one contender fight, getting the win, bonuses and everything, how much does this fight mean to you specifically to fight Charles in Madison Square Garden?
I absolutely love it, man. I love challenges. I love climbing a big hill. I will draw blood in Madison Square Garden for a third time on Saturday night. Big title implications against a guy who's already beat me, shattered my dreams of becoming lightweight champion. And on Saturday night, I submit myself as the number one contender, and my next fight will be for the belt.
Are you surprised at the reaction here, or do you think it's just because they're such fans of Charles?
Yeah, I mean, Charles is beloved. Hey, listen, if you don't love Charles Oliveira, you're not a mixed martial arts fan. So I give it to him. Hey, so I fully expect it. I just saw Charles in the back. It's all respect. If you don't love Charles Oliveira, you can kick rocks. We're showing up on Saturday night. We're going to blow off the freaking roof off of Madison Square Garden, and you guys are going to love it. Charles came back. He proved not only to himself, but to the entire world that he is a top contender. He was a champion for a reason, and he was a champion for a while. Now it's my turn. It's my time to avenge a loss, and on Saturday night, we do it.
Question for Charles in the back right here. Obviously a massive support here in New York, so I'll just, give you the floor. Is there anything you want to say to the fans here in New York?
Guys, good evening. Listen, I was waiting for all this. I love you guys. This is a dream come true. This is what I wanted. I wanted to be respected. I wanted to be known. Listen, you guys are the shit.
What is your reaction to Dana saying the winner of this fight has to fight Tom, that you won't be fighting Alex if you win?
I have no reaction. Right now, I'm focused on Saturday. Saturday is just a few days away, and that's the biggest thing for me right now.
So, absolutely no thoughts on Alex next or anything, just fully focused on Stipe?
I did a really long press conference yesterday, and I feel like I really broke it down for everybody, exactly how I felt. So tonight, it's all about Stipe.
For Stipe Miocic, Stipe, I know you feel definitively you're going to win this fight. If that's what happens, do you feel an immediate rematch with Jon Jones is what would happen because he has never been beaten?
I mean, yeah, but right now I'm worried about Saturday. So yeah, once I get it done, yeah, we'll talk.
Thank you. Question for Jon Jones. Jon, you've just heard the reaction from the crowd and Dana's reaction of what they expect next in the heavyweight division. I know that you've given answers this week that don't align, obviously, and hopefully at one point we might get aligned. If we don't get aligned, Saturday night, realistically, could be the last dance. So with that in question, and it is the last time that we see you inside the UFC octagon, how do you want these good people to remember your time in the UFC?
That's a great question. Thanks for asking it. I want to be remembered as a guy who came, saw, and conquered. Simple as that. Thank you.
Go ahead.
A question for Michael Chandler. Michael, Conor McGregor will most likely be watching on Saturday. Do you want to use this performance to send a message to Conor?
I've got absolutely no message for Conor McGregor. I'm 100% focused on Charles Oliveira. Conor McGregor can't get his house in order long enough to figure out how to string together a training camp to show up to the UFC octagon and do what guys like I and Charles Oliveira do multiple times a year. So he can enjoy it from wherever he's enjoying it from. We'll keep the octagon warm while he's out.
Before I answer this question, I have a very special young man here tonight. My man Kier, I met earlier today. He was diagnosed with cancer recently, and Dana, I'm wondering if you can get him tickets to my fight. That's awesome. Guys, Kier is over here in the red. He's such a sweetheart. Such a sweet young man. I don't know if you guys can see him, but he has the biggest and most beautiful smile. And I am so blessed to have met him. And I promise to give you a great show on Saturday night, young man. And Dana just said you got tickets, so you're gonna be all right. Hopefully they give you, are you gonna give him a decent seat? Or you're gonna get a good seat too. Uncle Dana, he knows how to take care of his guests. So, welcome to the UFC, Kier. And as far as beating Stipe, where we're that rank, you know, I've defeated a lot of amazing athletes, and Stipe is an amazing athlete. You know, even though I don't quite like him as of right now, which it's fighting. Who cares if I like him or not? I have to respect what he's done in the UFC.